everybody, Cassandra Von Worsley here with Find Your Focus. So I want to talk today about an issue that is kind of controversial: decision fatigue. I'm sure you've heard the term decision fatigue. There have been TED Talks about it. People talk about it. When they talk about millennials, they talk about it. And first, I want to tell you in this video what decision fatigue is. And then I want to talk about whether or not it is a real thing. So, decision fatigue is really, it's the deteriorating quality of decisions made by an individual after they keep making decision after decision after decision. In layman's terms, decision fatigue happens when you, throughout the day, have to make so many decisions, big, small, medium, whatever, and the more decisions you make, the more fatigued your mind gets, to the point where you start to lose the critical thinking, the clarity, the certainty that comes with great decision making. And so the argument of decision fatigue is that the fewer decisions you can make in a given day, the better it is for you, because then you can conserve the limited amount of energy you have to make great decisions from a great place to your most important decisions. So you will notice that people have talked about the fact that major CEOs like Mark Zuckerberg, I can't remember who else, but Mark Zuckerberg is a prime example of somebody who wears the same thing every single day. CEOs who wear the same suit color every single day, the same socks every single day. They're doing that in part to reduce decision fatigue, so that what they wear every single day is one less decision that they have to make. So what's interesting about decision fatigue is that there is some truth to the brain's capacity for decision making. And there is absolute truth to not wanting to have to make unimportant decisions throughout the day. If you don't have to make a decision, for example, I'll give you certain areas that are really great areas to reduce your decision fatigue. What you wear every day. Plan out your clothing for the week. Put it in piles or in drawers or in, I have a little thing in my closet that's like a shelf thing where every day's outfit, and I virtually wear the same thing every single day, and it's workout gear. But make your decisions about your clothing for the week a week in advance, so that's one less decision you have to make every day. Make your decisions about food, meal prep. Make your decisions about food so you know exactly what you're eating. And if you don't meal prep, have a meal menu for the week. Those are examples of things where you don't have to make those decisions, so you can conserve your energy. Now, here's where things get a little bit tricky, though. Because part of the TED Talks that you see on decision fatigue and part of the research that people are putting out are saying things like decision fatigue can lead to impulse purchases. It impairs self-regulation. When we have too many options, too many choices, we're not able to make any choice. I'm not one to be a proponent for less choices. I think we've got to be much more critical and clear on what we really want and on what our priorities are. And when you're clear on your priorities, decision fatigue automatically gets reduced, because you're not allowing yourself to make unimportant decisions on a daily basis. You don't have time for that. So to me, the cure or the fix for decision fatigue is not give me less choices, right? It's not give me a life where it's red pill or blue pill, but nothing else. The answer to decision fatigue, and it relates directly to focus, is what are your priorities? What are your priorities for the year? What are your priorities for the month? What are your priorities for the week? How does each level of priority for the day, for the week, for the month, and the year, how do they factor into the biggest priorities of your life? And if on a daily basis you don't know the answer to that question, I don't think it's an issue of decision fatigue. I think it's you don't know what's most important to you and why. And you are not on a clear path to every single day focus on your one thing and get to your one thing. So if you feel like you're dealing with decision fatigue, number one thing to do, reduce any unimportant decisions. For example, who cares what you wear every day? Like, pick it out, stick with it, wear it. What you're eating, decide in advance what the meals are going to be so you don't have to debate and think about it. If you're going to a restaurant, for goodness sake, do not spend 20 minutes trying to decide which restaurant. Pick one. Anyone will do. And then know what your biggest life priorities are and live in congruence with them every single day. If you have a little sheet of paper that says, here's my yearly goals, these are my yearly goals, these are the monthly goals that are going to get me to the yearly goals, these are the weekly goals that are going to get me to the monthly goals that are going to get me to the yearly goals, these are the daily goals they're going to get me to the weekly goals that get me to the monthly goals that get me to the yearly goals. If you have all of that on a sheet of paper and you review it every morning and you write your goals out in your own handwriting every single morning, can I tell you something? You will be so clear and you will have such great priorities. You won't have time for decision fatigue because you will be executing on those priorities and you will know exactly what you're supposed to do every single day. That is focusing on the one thing, and that is how you deal with decision fatigue. Now, if you want to work on your consistency, if you want to learn how to, on a daily basis, focus on your top priorities, grab the cheat sheet that I put together for you, the resource guide on 7 simple ways to be more consistent. You can get it at tinyurl.com/7 ways consistent, and that is 7 with the number 7. Again, knowing your daily priorities is great, but unless you're consistent from day to day to day, you won't see the results. Grab the resource guide and learn 7 simple ways to be more consistent at tinyurl.com/7 ways consistent. I will see you on the next Find Your Focus episode.